What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. And this video will be covering iOS 18 after 1 week. This is an interesting beta. It feels like iOS 17.6 more than it does feel like iOS 18, but I'm pretty sure they were going to implement more features and stuff like that down the road. So, we're on beta 1, and it feels like 17.6, which is a good thing, but let's get started with the things I have tested in the last week and my battery life. First thing I've noticed, courtesy of Brennan Butch's weekly follow-up, is you can take the lock screen icons and make them completely disappear by not adding lock screen icons when editing a wallpaper, which is really nice. And I kind of like this finish when I don't want nothing on my lock screen. Another thing I've noticed is you can have the light mode wallpaper, but change your app screen icons to dark mode. Or you could have it set to automatic, or just leave them at light mode, but have system like settings and other applications system wide in dark mode. So like I have right now, I have settings set to dark mode, and then I have my app screen icons set to light mode. And of course, if you haven't noticed, you can get rid of the text by making the icons more bold on the iPhone. Here's my battery bar graph over the last 24 hours. Cloudflare's 1.1.1.1 was using a lot of background activity overnight, so my background activity is through the roof. But in comparison of the 24 hours, yesterday I used almost 90% of my battery, and you can see I got an hour, just over an hour of screen off time and 10 hours of screen on time. All of them, to where it shows all of them. You could see my screen on and screen off over the last 7 days. You can see when I joined iOS 18, the battery life kind of jumped a little bit. There's some days where it peaks over 100% in total usage via voiceover saying that. This phone is at 91% battery health already. All right, so here we are with the battery health. You can see the charge cycles I have on the phone, the battery percentage, and it's doing normal. So that's good. There's nothing wrong with that, and that's all that matters in the end of the day. But all in all, I'm impressed with iOS 18. But we're going to dive into feedback and look through the support, known issues and stuff like that, like I should have done when the first hands-on, but we're going to do it a week later because it took me a while to find out what's going on with this beta because I've been busy with personal family life. The beauties of running a beta. When I was opening up the Feedback Assistant app, I got a phone call / text, so I had to leave it running in the background, and it encountered an error. So that's the beauty of running a beta. All right, so we're going to first start up with accessibility within the known issues on the feedback log for iOS 18 and iPadOS 18. The first one is
user might be unable to play newly added background sounds, fire and night. 1.
So the user may not be able to play background sounds including fire or night, but the next one is even more weird.
Sound recognition and sound actions might not work on iPad Pro.
Sound recognition or sound actions may not work on iPad Pro with M4 chips.
Music haptics might disappear after the first time it is entered in accessibility settings until settings restarts. 1.
So music haptics, which is a new feature in iOS 18, will not work unless settings is restart. That's also a bug within accessibility settings. So, and they say the workaround is to restart the settings application, then go back into accessibility settings if you are encountering this issue. Also report it through Feedback Assistant, even though they know about the issue. At Apple Cache.
Known issues. With Tap to Cache, you can send and receive Apple Cache by holding 2 iPhones together.
So this is a new feature, Tap to Pay. So you could tap 2 iPhones together to pay. So say I want to pay my sister, I just tap my phone against her phone via the Apple Cache, and it will work to do a successful transfer of payment instead of sending it through iMessage.
Assistive access. Heading level.
All right,
4.
assistive access.
Resolved issues. Fixed. The Messages app might hang in assistive access. 1, 2.
So fixed. Messages may hang within assistive access. Okay, that must have been an issue in iOS 17 that they fixed all the way in the iOS 18 betas.
Known issues. Calculator. No resolved issue. Known issues. Heading
all
level
right,
5.
known issues within
Users might not be able to add photos or camera apps to assistive access.
So the assistive access, you may not add photos or the camera applications Oof, that's a little rough. All right.
Calculator. Heading level 4.
Yay. Let's give it a round of applause that the iPad finally has a calculator app within iPadOS 18.
Known issues. Deleting history item with the edit button visually deletes the top item in the list. The backing data stays correct. 1, 2.
So it visually deletes the top item, but the backing data stays correct. That's a interesting bug. I don't know where to begin with that one.
Force quit and relaunch the app to see the correct history.
So they do have a workaround. Force quit and relaunch the application to fix the issue.
Camera. Heading level 4.
All right, camera.
Known issues. For camera background replacement. It might be necessary to double-click to add a background image from your photos library using the photo picker. 1, 2.
Oh, snap. That's going to be fun. So,
first portrait capture after boot might take longer than expected to finish. 1.
First capture after boot may take longer for that image. Oof. That's also kind of rough. But the fun part about testing betas.
Camera functions might take up to 2 minutes to work after booting iPhone/iPad. 1, 2.
So, camera features may take up to 2 minutes. That's long. Hopefully that gets improved.
When using the document scanning feature from camera app on iPad, it might sometimes result in a black screen instead of a live preview from camera.
Ouch.
1, 2. Workaround. Force quit camera and relaunch or scan documents through Notes or Files apps.
Okay, so you can force scan them through the Notes app or Files app. I would recommend the Files app because it depends on the file you're scanning.
Portrait mode preview.
But you should not be scanning files that are pretty important on a beta.
Portrait mode preview with rear-facing camera might show artifacts when pointed at objects when using stage light mono. And high key light mono light filters. Artifacts will not affect captured assets. 1, 2. CarPlay. Heading level 4.
All right, CarPlay.
Known issues. Bluetooth pairing UI could become irresponsive for BMW users, which leads to failed contact transfer. 1, 2.
So it leads to failed contact transfer for BMW users. As y'all can see right here, the note that I got highlighted with VoiceOver's cursor.
Workaround. Dismiss the lingering UI pop-up and enable contact transfer in settings. Greater than device info. List end.
So greater than device info within settings, you can enable it to fix the issue with CarPlay. All right, with the remodel of the control center, we'll talk about this.
Known issues. Control center page control is overlapped by the dynamic island in landscape. 1, 2.
Oops.
5. App icons in control center gallery always appear in dark mode. 1, 2.
Okay, so if you have light mode, they always appear in dark mode. Interesting.
Empty pages in control center might linger after exiting edit mode. 1, 2, 6, 7.
Oh, that's nasty.
Control widgets with a parameterized open intent action are not configurable. 1. Voice memos control will not render correctly or be functional after upgrading to iOS 18 if it was part of Control Center prior to the update. 1.
So if you had voice memos in the Control Center before updating to iOS 18 betas, as of now, as of beta 1, and probably we'll keep tabs on this, you might want to remove it, then re-add it once you upgrade to iOS 18.
Workaround. Delete the voice memos control from the controls gallery and re-add it. List end.
Okay, so you can actually. I was preferencing that, but no, you can remove it and re-add it after upgrading to iOS 18.
Heading level 4.
All right, so this may be pretty interesting, but here is a display problem, probably with iPadOS.
Known issues. Phones with always on display enabled might panic/reboot on exit. 1.
Oof. So upon exiting the standby display kind of thing that they introduced with the iPhone 14 Pros and iPhone 15 Pros, the iPhone will panic and reboot. Oof, that's nasty.
Workaround. Turn off always on display in settings. Greater than display. Greater than always on display. List end.
So you could turn it off, the always on display within the settings. So now we're going to look at FaceTime.
New features. FaceTime and low data mode now uses more data.
So FaceTime and low data mode, when you have really good cellular signal, it uses more data, even though it is in low data mode. When basically you're probably on the 5G or 5G plus, 5G ultra capacity or 5G ultra wideband here in the United States with Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. All right, so now we're going to talk about files.
Known users might be unable to navigate within Move panel in the Files app on iPhone. 1.
So users may not be able to navigate within the Move panel within the Files app. That's lovely.
Fitness Plus. Known issue. Fitness Plus. Heading level 4.
All right, so here we are with the Fitness Plus.
Known issues. The Fitness app might not load the Fitness Plus for you page immediately.
So the Fitness Plus for you page may not load immediately within the Fitness Plus app on the iOS 18 betas. That's nice.
First launch. 1,
When
2,
it first launches.
Foundation. Heading level 4.
And then I guess probably there's going to be a workaround, just restart the application. All right, so within the Freeform app.
Known issues. Some images inserted into iWork in Freeform might be zoomed in.
So some images inserted into Freeform and iWork images, the iWork suite within Freeform may be zoomed in. Oops.
Workaround. Resize the image. List end.
So the workaround is basically resize the image. Okay, thank you, Apple. All right, one of the new features is handwriting.
Known issues. Auto-refine animation contains rendering issues for users with display. Zoom set to more space within the display and brightness settings. 1, 2.
So some weird image / display brightness bugs within handwriting. Some normal beta behavior.
Workaround. Change display zoom settings to default. List end.
Change zoom display settings to default, and that should fix that issue of that unexpected, basically, behavior. All right, so here we are within the health app.
Known issues. Doses of medication log via mirrored watch notifications for incompatible schedule types do not save on phone if device is locked. 1.
So if the device is locked, that does not save. That's kind of... This is why I say don't put a beta on your primary device if you really need it for important things like medical stuff.
Workaround. Log doses on phone notifications or within the health app directly. Cardio fitness notifications will not turn back on automatically 12 weeks post-pregnancy or after a pregnancy cycle factor is deleted. 1. Workaround. Turn cardio fitness notifications back on manually. Period flow is displayed as bleeding during pregnancy and bleeding after pregnancy in cycle detail view. 1, 2. When heart rate watch app is deleted, health checklist and health app and watch settings still show features. Irregular rhythm notifications, high heart rate notifications, low heart rate notifications is active. The cycle tracking snippet might continue to display flow or symptoms logged pre-pregnancy. 1. Health kit. Heading level 4. Known issues. Heading
All right, so there's the issues within the health app. Some quite interesting ones and important ones. So if you use the health app and you really want to make sure, do not run the beta on your primary device. If you use the health app really, really a lot. And so I featured the home screen at the beginning of this video about my icons.
Known issues. There might be a delay when switching to dark or tinted icons on the home screen. 1.
Well, that I have not witnessed, but yeah, there is a delay sometimes.
Workaround. Scroll between pages and wait a few moments for the changes to propagate.
So scroll through the pages and wait for it to propagate. Okay.
Widgets on the home screen might match icon appearance rather than system appearance. 1, 2, 9.
Yeah, I'm having that bug. So the system is on dark mode, but the widgets are appearing to the actual application's dark mode. So yeah, that's weird.
Workaround. To enable dark widgets, switch home screen appearance to dark for dark mode widgets.
Yep, that's what I'll have to do.
Icon tint slider knob might not update to selected color on the first use after boot. 1, 2, 9.
Oops.
Workaround. Dismiss home screen customization sheet and bring up again to update. List end.
Okay.
HomeKit. Heading level 4.
So HomeKit, I don't really care about that much.
Known issue. HomePod. Known issue. iCloud Drive. Known issue. iCloud Drive.
All right, iCloud Drive is pretty
Known
important.
issue. Frequently change files syncing over iCloud Drive will use more data than expected. 1, 2.
So frequently updated files will use more data when syncing over iCloud Drive in this beta. That's lovely.
Journaling new features. Journaling suggestions is introducing a set of new features to keep encouraging people to reflect and write about their day-to-day experiences to get the mental well-being benefits of journaling. The 8 known issues. Heading level 5.
All right, well, you got the journaling feature, but that's basically it. There's a lot of that's what's basically new within the Feedback app. You can go into the Feedback Assistant app that is downloaded on your phone and log into your Apple ID to submit feedback reports and look at the logs, just like I'm doing on this video. So thank you all so much for watching. 1 week later with iOS 18, it feels like 17.6. They need to add more features to really make this feel like an actual update. But you know, the changing of the app icons to dark mode, it feels like my phone's jailbroken at that one. That feels like iOS 18, but the Siri icon and everything, that's basically old Siri. They didn't enable the new stuff. So I'm excited to see it in the future, and I appreciate y'all for watching, and I will see y'all in a future update video. Peace.
FaceTime.